great day to play football today. We were a little sloppy at times. That was got a little bit frustrating at times, but I think all in all we did a great job this spring. Got a lot better. So it was good. It was fun to get out there. Those on the one to Alderman, I think that was it was the best I've read that play all spring. I feel like we're starting to get the hang of some certain plays that we put in that been a little new to me. But the one to CJ, that was probably one of the better balls I've thrown this spring.
How cool is it to have a guy like Jalen out of the backfield?
Well, it's great. We have Matt, who gives all that energy. Who's a great pure running back. He reads it so well. And we have Jalen, who's really learning that kind of stuff, but has that receiver feel to him as well. So it's great to have him. Great to have him coming out of the backfield, moving out to the slot, all over the place. He's going to be a good player for us.
What else do you guys feel like you need to going into August?
Really just consistency. We get off track sometimes, and it starts. As you might have seen a little bit today, it starts to get a little bit sloppy. So really, just staying consistent within the offense.
Look at CJ Manning, was hurt 2 years ago, but his name is back. It was got you going to consistently today.
Well, it's great to have a senior guy like CJ out there. He's been here as long as anyone, and to see some of the work that he's put in over the years, to see him perform, it's been great.
Chris, both of those big throws were over on the right side of the field. As a left-handed quarterback, has that been something you've worked on this offseason, making those, using that side of the field?
Actually, I've always been pretty comfortable throwing to the right side of the field. I'm a little weird, so it feels natural for me.
How about Alderman on that big touchdown pass? What do you like out of him?
Ryan's been one of my roommates for the past 2 years now. He's one of my best friends on the team. So we have a kind of a regular chemistry between the two of us. We work a lot together. I know I can always count on him to go out and run some routes when I need to get some work done. He knows he can count on me to do the same. But we have a chemistry together, and the way he does his job and he does it the right way. He works really hard.
He kind of sneak behind the defense sometimes, but he's a little short. It seems like he just kind of scoots out and is there.
It seems like we have a couple of those guys, but yeah, it kind of seems that way. Sometimes going over the middle, some of those times I feel like I'm not going to be able to see him. He always he's always right there in the window. So.
How do you feel about the way you threw to him? You had some big passes downfield, but I think you also just fired on a couple.
Yeah, I was really inconsistent today, and that's something that I really need to work on. I felt in the second quarter I was starting to feel it a little bit more, and then once we got into the third quarter, I started missing some bigger balls that I really needed to hit. So that's going to be something that I'm going to be working on a lot going on this summer.
Chris, do you think playing on a big field that you did today, that changed your performance or anything?
Well, it's always a little more exciting when we get to come in and play in this stadium. Spring, it's the spring game, so we're playing a game. Whether it's at Edward Wilson or here, it's still going to be hyped up. Everyone's going to have a lot of energy, but I think there's a little bit that adds to it being in our home stadium for the game.
Steve said you felt like you were significantly ahead of where you were at the end of last season. What can you attribute that to?
I feel like the guys, we've been in the offense for a full year now. We have a base, whereas last year we really didn't. We were really putting in our base stuff and trying to get to the point where we could run that consistently. So, we're more consistent with those plays, and we were able to add so much more onto it. I think that was one of the bigger things.
Hey man, what's your favorite cheesesteak place in all of Philadelphia? Gotta know.
I really like this place, Max's. It's up on Broad and Erie, I think. It's that's probably my favorite place right now.
All right,
I've been going there a lot.
Cool, thank you.
Chris, Coach mentioned a lot about how relieved he was that he didn't have any serious injuries, weren't many problems with that. But at the same time, how as a player did you manage to try to keep this game as competitive as possible, even though it's still only a scrimmage?
Well, we're full out. We're gonna run and we're gonna throw. We're gonna catch. They're gonna block. Everything's gonna be full speed. We just know that we're teammates. We're not trying to hurt each other. So going low on guys, some of those times that some of the defenders might have had a chance to go low on someone, blindsiding someone, stuff like that. That you're really not. We don't want to do to each other. You know, we're a family, we're a team. We don't want to hurt anyone.
So when you hit on that, on any of those throws where you're throwing a fade spiral, what are you doing if you had to explain to somebody mechanically? What are you doing with your mechanics when you're really firing on a pass like that?
Mechanically,
Yeah.
it's it's almost kind of tough to say because I've got some weird mechanics of my own. But for me, it's all in my feet. You know, if my feet are in my body position in the right spot, that's when I'm going to start throwing those tight spirals and throw the ball on time in the right direction and on target. So it's really for me about my feet and my body position.
What are some of the guys that stood out to you on defense? That really had a good spring?
Man, there were a lot of guys. I mean, Justin Gilday he's always been a solid player for us. I think John Ubote's a hell of a player. I think Nate Smith has had a really good spring. And I think the linebackers I think the linebacking core as a whole has got a lot better this spring. So I think that would be those guys would probably maybe be the more improved position group.
When you look around the stadium and you see those Big East Conference banners, was that just like a little bit of, all right, we're taking the step up?
It was cool to see. I wasn't really expecting it. Didn't really know what to expect. You get all the regular banners, all the regular stuff out there, and so I wasn't really expecting all the Big East stuff. But it was cool to see all the Big East stuff already out there.